Hello everyone, this is Helen H. and welcome to my channel, Moss Cottage. I hope you are all doing well today. I wanted to share with you a little project that I've been working on, and I was inspired by a video by Dee from Betsy Doodle, and I will link her video below so that you can take a look at her work because her work is far superior to mine. I just spent a little bit of time futzing around, and I really need to do more time, but I just wanted to show you what I was doing. So she was making embellishments using die cuts and her embossing folders. And I know, I mean, I don't have that many embossing folders, but it's something that I don't use that often. And so pulling them out, and even some of my dies, I have, I don't know, maybe about 10 or 12 Biggs dies that I almost never use anymore. So I decided for this project to get out my Biggs dies and my embossing folders and play along with what Dee was doing. So I'm just going to show you what she did. Now she made, I think hers were all butterflies, or mostly butterflies, but mine are flowers, and I'm using the shapes, or most of them are flower shapes, and this is the Tim Holtz layered flower die. So what I did, we're getting some light here, I don't want that. What I did was cut these out. Some are on black cardstock and some are on white cardstock. And I'm just going to show you real quick, and then I'm going to show you what I did. Because when you have the embossing, I have to keep that low or I'm getting in the sun. Sorry about that. The sun's coming around into my window right here, right now. Now, I don't know if you can see, but this is all metallic and very shiny. And the pattern on this is buttons. I love that embossing folder. But this is my favorite. And this is actually a Doris, it's wood grain. But when you color it, again, this may not be picking up because of the light. It's metallic-y, and it looks to me more like a peacock feather. So that's why I used like peacock feather colors. And then here's a little black one with red and some goldish on it. And then here, this was done on white. I did both sides on this, and again, it's the button. And on this one, I did use the metallic paints on it, the metallic rubs. I don't know if you can see, but there are some spots that are a little bit brighter. And those I used to highlight. After I put the metallic rubs, I used some of my neon acrylic paints. And I'm going to talk about acrylics in 1 minute. So what she did was she just cut out her shapes. And I don't know, I didn't catch whether she cut them out and then embossed them or embossed the paper and then cut them out. I found it works really well if you cut the shapes out first and then put them in the embossing folder. It seems to be less stress on them so that they don't break. I've had them break before. Can you see the shimmer on this one? Probably not. I can't hold it up into the sunlight because you won't be able to see it. But this is all metallic. What I did was I cut out the flowers shapes, put them in the various different embossing folders, and then I rubbed them with these. Now these, I have 3 sets of these. When I bought these, I got these at a yard sale for like next to nothing. And I guess they had other craft supplies. I was like, oh yay, metallic watercolors. I was so excited I bought them. But when I got them home, I realized they're actually metallic rub-ons, which just is adding to a metallic touch or finish to your projects. And that's what I use to color these. These are waxy. They do dry so that they're permanent, but when you put them on, they're kind of waxy. It almost feels like lip gloss, okay? Well, maybe not that soft, but waxy. So they move. So it's really easy to do this and move them around and get the color in. I layered the colors on this one. There's blue and green and gold on this one. So with the metallic rubs, and Dee used some kind of paint that she had on hers also. I think when you use the metallic rubs like that, it moves around or is waxy, and I didn't try it with watercolor pencil or, crayons or something like that. You need something that will give you some movement, that will allow you to move. This one here, I did with acrylic paint, and you're probably not going to be able to pick this up, but, sorry about the light. It rubbed the surface raw. This is not nice and smooth anymore because acrylics just dry so fast. So really you need something that's not going to dry that fast. But these are just beautiful. Well, then I decided to try some of the black ones with gesso because Dee gessoed hers black and then paint, put the metallic on top. But I just used black cardstock and cut out that step. But I thought, what if I did it white and then put the color over it? It would kind of show the lines a little better. So I did some like that, and I'll do some of these with you. But then I thought, what if I did watercolors? So I made these hearts. This one is like a, what is that called? Flourish kind of style. And it's again in blues and greens. And then this is the wood one. And I did it kind of wood grain looking. And it looks like a wooden heart. I think that's so cool. Because this looks like a knot, you know. So this looks like a wooden heart. This is really cool. So I thought I would show you real quick some of the process, how I did it, and what it looks like when you're working on it. I'm not going to take too long to do it, and I'm only going to use the two mediums. I'm going to be using these metallic rubs. If you've got metallic, some kind of metallic something, you might be able to use that. Or I am actually going to show you how to do a watercolor one too, because that was really cool. Now with the watercolor one, it looks the same, but this is actually watercolor paper, this one. These other ones are just the cardstock you get at Michael's. This is white cardstock, and then that was black. I gessoed this one with white so that the background, like this one, would show up a little bit. So it's super simple. And play around with your mediums, guys. If nothing else, if you don't have this and you can't, if you can't make these exactly this way because you don't have these things, I really hope that this video and nothing else will inspire you to get out your dies that you haven't used and your embossing folders that you haven't used and play with them. And like I said, you might want to try it. Maybe if you water the acrylic down, it will work a little better. But see how cool that is? Now, I just rubbed that stuff on. Oops. I just rubbed it on, and it looks like that. That's so cool. So what I did with the other ones, now here's a little bit, I think this would be what we'd call like more of a copper color. So you can just go over that. You can add as much color or different colors. Some of these, like this one, and where's the other one? This one right here. I spent quite a lot of time mixing the colors on those ones. I'm just doing a real quickie little thing here just to show you. I don't want to bore you to tears. Just to show you the process. And then, if you wanted to add another color, you could. But this is going to be nice and shiny. It's like a red with a gold, reddish color with gold. So that's exactly what you do. Now, let me see here. Now, this is the one that I did, and it's black paper. And then I just gessoed on top. So let's see what it's going to look like if we add some color to this one. And let's take this green. And I'm just going to kind of do the same thing. I don't know if these are supposed to be used with a sponge. These metallics, I didn't read the instructions because, why would I do that? I find using my finger is just fine. Now you want to be careful. I'm going out this way, and I'm being careful not to pull my leaves off or my petals off because, you don't want to break them off after doing all this work just because you're getting a little rough. Okay, so then let's go ahead and use a blue. For some reason, I like the blues and greens together. And with the white, it does actually highlight the grooves a little bit better. So we're gonna, whoops, do this. And you know, you'd take your time and do it well. I'm just kind of giving you some ideas here. And like I said, if all I can do is inspire you to get out your dies and your embossing folders that you haven't used lately, then I'm happy with that. We buy all these things, then we put them away, and we don't use them to their fullest advantage, right? I mean, we paid for them. All right, I'm going to add a little bit of this gold here. Ooh, that's pretty. These waxy things, whatever these rub-on things are, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Finnabar makes something, and I think those are the ones that may be de-used. I'm not sure. I don't remember. You can look in the video below. But there, so I added some gold to that. Isn't that cool? That is just so cool, just from embossing and die cuts. Okay, so now this is the watercolor one, and I'll just show you real quick that one. Now I have my watercolor palette here. A lot of it's still wet because I was playing with it earlier. This is a Pelican set, which is a mid-range set. I don't even know where these came from. I thought that I got them when, I thought my husband had them when we got married. He said, no, they're not his. I have no idea where they came from. So let's go ahead and do this heart here. And let's go ahead and, I never use purple. It's not one of my favorite colors, so that's kind of why I don't use purple a lot, but we're going to use like maybe some purple. And we use some red and kind of blend it together. Watercolors are so great because they're so forgiving. I mean, you can just really keep going over them over and over again if you mess something up and you don't like it. You know, because, okay, so that looks pretty horrendous right now. But we can fix that, no problem. No problem. Just going to kind of blend that in like that and making the purple in the middle. Bring some purple up this way, some of the pink that way. And you just want to make sure, if you want it all covered, that you get into the little grooves. You know, I like having some of the white show through. That doesn't bother me at all. But if it bothers you, you know, make sure you cover your little grooves. Let's add a little more red on this side. And go to the purple in the middle. Oh, it's blue. I forgot which blue I'm using. There we go. Make it a little brighter there. There. Okay. So now you could just leave it like that. That's so cool. But if you wanted it a little lighter, you could just go ahead and see what happens if you blot it. You can still see the defined design and everything. So that, I wanted to try one more thing, and that's with watercolors. This one that I made, this blue one here, I can see the design on it, and it's really a lovely color. I like it a lot. However, I really think if I could get the design a little lighter on top, it would pop better. So I'm just going to see if I dab it with a, you see, this is just a cloth that I put water on. Yeah, see, this is actually doing better. I'm just dabbing the design very lightly. And now you can see the pattern much clearer. Oops. I'm not Vanna White. This is why I could never get Vanna's job. You see, you can see the pattern much clearer because I had a little bit dark in the middle. So guys, I want you to give this a try. Get out some of those things we don't play with. You can do all kinds of things with these. You can use them in your art journals. You can just use them decorations in your journals. If you have larger dies, like this one right here, I was thinking of actually making this a little page wrap, just folding it in the middle like this. I'll crease it down with my bone folder and use that as a page wrap in one of my journals. Just a little decorative page wrap. You know how we put doilies in and we really don't do anything but just put the doily in. You can use that as a little page wrap, but it's got the nice textures and colors and it's got a little bit of shine. So guys, get out your stuff, play with your stuff, have fun with your stuff, and use it. Use it up. So I hope you like this video. Give this project a little try. And let me know if you've pulled something out, even if it's not the die cuts and your embossing folders. Pull out something you haven't used and play with it. Sometimes you might think, ugh, I don't want to do that. But a lot of times I find when I start, like once I start playing, I mean, I did all of these because I just didn't want to stop. Once I started, I was like, oh, this is so fun. So have fun with your stuff. Please like this video. Give me a thumbs up, guys. My goal for this year is to hit at least 1,000 subscribers. I am so stuck in the 700s. Please share this video, like it, comment, thumbs up, thumbs down. It doesn't matter. As long as you engage with my videos, it will help my, whatever they call it, algorithm on YouTube to get my numbers moving and get my videos in front of more people. So that's it for today. Have fun playing, and until the next video, guys, I hope you are truly blessed. Bye-bye.